Peace, peace, peace. What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday, end of the week. I want to get on here real quick. About to head to work right now. Um, just want to get on here real quick and address something that I've been thinking about lately. Something that I don't really think a lot of people have been putting too much emphasis on, and that's the concept of buying pets in our current economy and in our current financial climate in the United States. I was just looking up some statistics, and I was reading that Americans spend about $65 billion a year on dog food, and I also saw that there was a article I read that there's an increase in the amount of dogs in animal shelters has been on the increase, especially post COVID. Um, uh, the number of dogs being surrendered and being given away because of financial issues. In the Western world, $65 billion annually that we spend on dog food. I don't know what the numbers are for other animals like cats and other animals like that, but I wanted to get on here real quick and talk about this real quick because I feel like it's an issue that needs to be addressed. And I see it often, especially my job where I work right now. I notice a lot of people got dogs, even multiple dogs. Some people got more than two. Saw a household the other day, people had 5 dogs. And, I overheard them talking about the cost of dog food and never mind veterinary care, never mind veterinary bills. That doesn't include flea and tick preventative, which is insanely expensive. When I had my dog Roxy, her dog food was about $75 a bag. Flea and tick preventative was expensive. Veterinary care, it's a problem. It's a big problem, and I think another issue is the rise in dog attacks. I've seen a lot of articles and stories lately, hearing the different stories of dogs attacking people, dogs attacking children. I heard a story of this dude. I forgot what state it was in. Probably Atlanta, Georgia. A dog breeder, had his own kennel, and he was mauled by his own dogs. He was mauled to death by his own dogs that he bred and raised. And I've seen a lot of increases in stories like this. A lot of influx in stories of dog attacks, and I see it a lot too. I see it a lot every day. Like, I see dogs that don't receive proper training, don't get adequate exercise, don't get enough interaction. Most people got to work 10, 12 hours a day. And, a lot of people, they buy pets and get dogs on a whim because the kids want one or it's cute. They want a little puppy. You want to get little Jimmy and Sally a little puppy for Christmas because their eyes lit up when they saw it on TV, or we took a trip to the pet shop. And people make these impulse decisions, and these purchases. They make commitments that they can't commit to. And all these dogs end up in the shelter, or they end up getting put to sleep because they attacked somebody. They attack the neighborhood. They attack the neighbor's dog, or attack the kid, and then the dog ends up getting put to sleep. they end up getting sent to the shelter because you can't afford it anymore. You realize they need training and interaction and exercise, and you too tired. The kids don't want to do it. They want to play video games. It's a lot of variables that ultimately end up, sending the dog to the pound, and it's not fair. It's not cool to the pet, and they end up in the pound and they get put to sleep. Make conscious decisions. Make mindful decisions, folks. It's a long-term commitment having a dog. It's a big expense. It requires money, time, responsibility. People don't even clean up after their pets. I see dog shit all over the damn streets. People don't clean up after their dogs. The dogs, they bored in the house all day. They're destructive. They chew up the furniture, chew up your shit, and then they attack people because they're bored. They need activities a lot, especially with pit bulls. It's a common popular breed amongst a lot of people. They get these dogs that they can't train. They don't know their history. They don't know their backgrounds. You don't understand the importance of socialization and proper training. A lot of these different dog breeds have the potential to kill you. Pit bulls and similar breeds, they require responsible adults, responsible owners. And a lot of it's perpetuated in the pop culture and the music industry and the rap culture. They glamorize, they glamorize a lot of this stuff. It's true. And now the holidays are here, so people want to be about maxing out credit cards and buying dogs and pets that they can't afford to take care of or have the knowledge of. They're not mentally capable to take care of these types of dogs. And in our current economic climate in this country, that's why there's a rise. There's a big increase in surrendered dogs. I saw a video. Some lady threw a dog over the gate because she didn't want it anymore. People leave the dog in the park and just drive off and leave it there.
Or they tie them up and leave them there.
Yeah.
You see that shit?
Yeah, they do that
too.
So
why do they bother getting these dogs for? They can't take care of them. It's like, don't bother getting one at all.
Right.
Like I said, it's a responsibility.
It
you don't
is.
have to worry. The dog I had was my daughter's, but I took it, because she moved, and it's Jack Russell.
Yeah.
She ain't shit. But there's a dog. People that started me, they had this pit bull, and they're constantly keeping it in the house.
Right.
And even if they take it out, they don't pick up after themselves. I'm always picking up after my dog.
There's a misconception too that smaller dogs are easy to care for.
Yeah, she is.
That they require less work or
right?
less exercise, which is a myth.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't matter if it's a 5-pound toy poodle or a 200-pound bull mastiff. They need exercise,
God.
they need training, they need interaction, they need activity. And dogs can suffer from mental health issues just like humans. They can get depression, anxiety.
I see that.
There's a lot of variables to that.
I see that with my dog.
Yeah, they have mental health issues.
Because a lot of shit was going on back then. You could tell.
They suffer from boredom.
Yeah.
Lack of interaction, loneliness, just like humans. They possess a lot of the same emotions and characteristics as humans, and we don't realize that. We downplay it, and we think we buy animals, and we think that pet a little toy you can take off the shelf when it's convenient. And it's not fair. It's not fair to the kids. It's not fair to the dog. You're putting people in danger. You have these certain types of breeds that don't belong in certain people's possession. Pit bulls, Cane Corso mastiffs, Doberman pinschers. These types of dogs require people that's owners that's knowledgeable and responsible. And a lot of us are not responsible. We're not educated. We don't understand certain things. We don't even know the history of pit bulls. A lot of us don't know the history of pit bulls. They were bred to fight. They're a fighting breed. They're bred to fight by nature. It's in their DNA. You might get an exception to the rule. You might have a pit bull that's cool with cats and cool with kids, but typically they're bred to fight. That's what they do. They were bred to fight. That's where the term pit bull came from. They were put in pits and forced to fight bulls and other dogs and bears, and it was a sport. It was a sport back in the day. In the 1800s or whenever, gladiator sports was legal and it was popular. That's what they were bred for, people. That's what they do. Stop ignoring the truth and acting like they're little cute little toys that you can just put up and off the shelf when you feel like it. $65 billion we spend on dog food. Meanwhile, the federal minimum wage, like I said, is $7-8 an hour, and we just make impulse decisions and impulse purchases. We max out credit cards. I saw a puppy at a pet shop for like $4,000 or $5,000. I've seen them for more. And people buy them. These weird-looking exotic bullies that look like they got Down syndrome. Their legs are 3 inches long. They got all type of health problems. They can't breathe. They can't walk. They got skin issues, and then you spend another $30,000 at the veterinarian that you don't have, and then the dog gets thrown away and tossed to the side, or sent to the dog pound. So think about that this holiday season, and think about the long-term commitment behind it. Too many of us just make impulse decisions, and it's not cool. You drive yourself into debt. You got a potentially dangerous dog in society and amongst people. So think about that this holiday season, and whatever time of the year it is. Think about that. Most dogs is a 10-year commitment at least. And I'm not. My buddy got puppies right now. He offered me a puppy, Belgian Malinois, and I was like, nah, I can't do it. Can't do it. Most of us work 40 plus hours a week. Then you get a dog, and then you got to leave it in the house, in the crate, and then you come home tired. You want to watch TV. Dog gets no interaction, no exercise, no stimulation. Just sit there like a mushroom on a log. So think about that this year, guys. Think about that. Talk to your family and your kids. Tell them, look, this is a commitment. It's not just instant gratification thing, like you buying a little keychain. Think about that, and don't contribute to dogs in the shelters, and don't be that person to abandon your dog because it's not cool anymore. You can't afford it. Think about that in advance. Just want to get on here real quick to say that. Be safe on the holiday season. Be safe this weekend on the roads. Don't drink and drive. And if possible, don't drink at all. Stay sober. Stay safe. Be the best you. Peace.